Welcome back to our Car Care Resources project group from Project Management at University of Minnesota. Here is Junle again. And today I'm going to teach you how to change with your oil. And this mainly is the engine oil. Many people do the changing engine oil just in the dealership or some auto parts shop like NAPA, but sometimes some shops just change the oil and the filters use a very cheap price and very cheap productions. But if you know how to change the filters and the oil by yourself, you can just go choose like a better one, like a better oil and a better filter. And what you need to do first is to check with your user manual. Your user manual will show you what kind of viscosity of oil and what kind of filters you want to and the quantity we want to have. Since we have already know the cars, what kind of viscosity of my car is going to change is the 5W30, and you can just go to the auto parts shop, like NAPA, and go to find what kind of filter we want to have. Because they have a manual, you can just search up all kind of cars on the market. Just search for that, find the correct filters, and then change for it. The user manual, they'll show you what is the miles that you need to change oil, but normally just 5,000 miles you have to change it. And what time is you need to change is based on what type of the oil you just choose. And the oil have the conventional, semi-synthetic, and the fully synthetic one. And the conventional one is the most cheapest one. If somebody using the older cars, but we are not recommend to use that. And semi-synthetic is a little bit expensive than the conventional one, but cannot going to use like a very high or very low temperatures in the weathers like in Minnesota. And the fully synthetic one, it has the best performance but costs you money. It's the most expensive one. So today we're going to choose here from the NAPA. We choose the 5W30 is the fully synthetic one, have the best performance for my car. Here is all the things that we need to change the oil and oil filters. The first thing you need to remember, doing this works, you must need to wearing with the gloves because the oil is very hot and don't want to hurt with your skin. So glove needed. And here you can see this is the filter wrench. And you can just use it to uninstall with the filters. Here is the filter. Also, you can use the wrench with the socket. But it may going to have a damage for the filter. So the filter wrench is the best choice in this time. And you may also need the light bar here to go into give you more light to see where's the things that you need to go to change. And to remove the bolts, we need the wrench in the right size, and we need a funnel to go and add it with the engine oil. And here is the oil that we need, and also we need the paper towels here. And to catch with the oil from the drain pan, we need to have a catch pan to catch that. This time we are going to use the ramp to helping to raise the car off the ground. If you didn't have the ramp, you can also use the jack, just like what we did in the tire rotation and changing the flat tire, just jack the car up. Even if you didn't have a jack or a ramp, somebody shows the curb outside, you can also use that, but if you just want to have a try, just try it. So when the car is on the ramp, make sure your emergency brake is working. For my car, here has on the left at the bottom, so make sure the emergency brake is working. Somebody is using the handbrake, but make that work. So now we are moving to the bottom of the car to changing with the filter and release the drain, release with the old engine oil. So we need some light coming down. So you can see here first, this one is the oil filters. We need to release this after release the drain pan bolt. Okay, so we come to a little bit back. So here you can see the black box in here with a bolt. This is the drain pan. We need to release this first. We find the correct size for the wrench. So here we see the bolt. We need to release the bolt with the wrench first, but don't release them all the way, just a little bit. Ooh. Okay, so here's a little bit. Release it. Make sure the drain pan underway. Pull off the plug quick, and it will be not going to split everywhere with the oil. So can see the oil is draining down into the catch pan, and just wait it to drain to empty. Is the bolt on the drain pan. So for the cars of the drain pans, to have a gasket on that, actually this is a one-time using. You need to change it maybe every time you change with the oil, but this time maybe we're not to change it. So now we can see the drain is almost done. We will replace the bolt back to the drain pan. Be careful with the draining the oil, so find a place and screw it. Last step is going to use the wrench, tight it. Don't be too tight, but tight enough. That's fine. And get some paper towels, go clean that around side. This part is going done. Now we're going to change the filters. The filter is a little bit front of the drain pan, so we move the catch pan down to the filters, fine, and then we use this filter wrench. Okay, so this time we change to using the socket because the wrench is not going to fit in with the small plate, so we use that, and then find the correct size. Okay. Okay. Be careful with the drain, and then release the filters down. This is the oil filters. Now we're just going to change a new ones on there. So clean it. Use a paper towel to clean it, and then place it in some safe place. So now, grab the new filters come in. We need some oil, going to fill it in. It's going to help with the sealing. So before you go install the new one, make sure there are no old gasket at the sealing part, so it will not going to seal with the filters. So make sure this one is the new one and the new one on the drain page. So now we're going to install the new filters in. Make sure no gasket. Good. You can just use your hand to twist tight. Make sure you're tight. Okay, good enough. So what is the next step? It's going to add the new oil coming into the engine. First step, going to open the hoods. Find the handle. Open it. And for most car, the engine oil adding place is just located at the top of the engine. Before you adding oil in there, use a paper, clean the surrounding first. You don't want just some garbage coming into the engine, so clean that first, and then open it. Find a funnel. It's going to help you, not too many messy on the engine. Put it here. And for this car, it's nearly using 5 coats of the oil, so we can see on the bottle of the oil, it shows the liters and the quotes. We need using 5, so nearly the whole bottles of that. Open it. Seal, grab some paper, and then add it in. Okay. after doing this, you just best keep this kind of can or somewhere just and you can just go recycle with the old oil. And then remove the funnel and put the lid back. Okay, you hear the click, so it's going to close it. So now the adding engine oil was all done. Next step, we are going to check how much oil is already in the engine. So we will go remove the car off the ramp and check with the dipstick. So now we are in the driving seat. We are going to try to start in the car. So we can see there's no emergency service, like there's lower oil in the engine, so everything is good. So we are trying to move the car off the ramp. Okay, so now we're almost done, but we need to recheck for the dipstick. We have already drive our car off the ramp, so open the hose again. Come to the front, find the dipstick, get the paper towel, clean the first run, and then push it back to the bottom, and then pull it out. So you can see now the engine filter, the dipstick shows there's have a between the full and low, so which means be fine, but this best place is going to have to almost to full. Once you find the oil, you add maybe nearly 1/3 over full. Make sure going to drop some out, because that will cause some problem for your engine. That is not good. If you just feel that if it shows that it's lower than the low, just add more in, and then you will be fine. Then place it back. So for now, adding the engine oil was all done. You'll be good to go. But for the old oil that you have is going to drain off, find the can or some containers you have in the home, like a mail containers, or just remember that we have for the containers for the new oil come in. Just go refill this container with the old oil. Find a place like NAPA, or there's a place you buy with the engine oil, so you can do the recycle for you. So remember to do this, they will not cause the pollution for the environment. Thank you for watching our video today, and we hope that you were able to learn something from it. We'd like to give thanks to our sponsors, NAPA Auto Parts, for providing the parts that we were using for the tutorials, and Gopher Motorsports for the support. To learn more about our sponsors, check the links provided below in the description. If you need further information from the video, you can check out the PDF outlines that are provided in the description below. Please give us feedback on how we did on these videos by clicking on the Google survey link provided in the description as well. Thank you.